close to where we belong. And we're trying to go somewhere new.
Well, hello and welcome back to another great episode of Astroneer. So in this episode, we have got our little care package made up, and we are getting ready to take our first space flight. Now, there's lots of things to consider when you're wanting to go to your first planet. Some people like to go to Glacier, and they will go there because you can open up those research modules, and they give you a lot of bytes really, really fast. I'm going to take it a little bit slower. And so one of the things you can do is hit your F1 key, and you can bring up your in-house help menu or in-game help menu, where you can look at the different planets. You've got DeSolo, and it gives all the different specs for it. Calidor, and again, it gives you everything as far as Visania. One of the things that you want to pay attention to when you're going to each one of these different planets, like Novus, is what the power situation there is. Okay, some of them have very high, some of them have very low, okay, or non-existent. The ones who, if you go like to one of the very last ones we looked at, there was Atrox. Everything on it was low. There was low sun, low power. That's an in-game planet, and you're going to want to wait till you get your RTIs developed for that. So, anyway, I'm going to go to DeSolo. I've got my little care package here. I'm going to put it in spaceship. I'm going to hop into spaceship, and I'm going to take off. And just as I was taking off, I realized right there on the ground beside my spaceship was my return booster rocket. So once I got into space, I had to wait and let the planet rotate back around, and so I could land and pick up my other booster. So I've done that. Now I'm going to go over to DeSolo. Now, one of the challenges with your first small rocket ship is you have a very limited amount of space that you can take things. One of the things that you will want to definitely take with you are 1 to 2 wind turbines, 1 to 2 solar, and a beacon, a small printer if you can, 1 aluminum, and aluminum is for the soil centrifuge, which comes in clutch because it will allow you to get a lot of whatever you need as far as from the soil. And as you can see here, the landing spot I picked was one I felt was closest as I could get to the pole there. It was not the greatest of landing zones, as you can see, but that's not a big deal. So I'm going to just pull my spaceship up out of there. I'm going to come on up here, and I'm going to find a spot here. This one looks as good as any, and I'm going to start trying to level it out a little bit, and see if I can't get me a base built up here. So start leveling out, and all those little rocks and stuff will just they'll disappear. So anyway, I'm going to spend a little time here leveling out a base area here. I'm not going to bore you with all that. You guys know how to do that from the previous episodes. So anyway, just cut away here for a second. Okay, so now I've got the base area loaded up, or smoothed out. Move the ship out of the way. I've got my little care package unpacked, and so I've got to do a couple things here. One of the things I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to create a small printer and a small power generator. So I've got some resin and compound that I brought with me, which are the basic building blocks that you will need. So I've got my little printer built up or made there. So I'm going to go do a little exploring around here just to see what resources I have here handily. We've got some of the little popper plants here, so we'll get rid of them out of our way. I don't like taking any chances with these things. But anyway, I can see some resin. they're fairly close by. There's also looks like some I can never remember the name of that element, but it's right there. It's just like quite a bit of abundance actually. So anyway, I'm gonna have to run back over here and grab some oxygen right quick before I go too far out. That's one of the other things that you have to really watch when you first get to a new planet. Until you can get your stuff built up, you can't. You really don't have any. You can't go too far because of the restrictions of how much your oxygen tank are. Now, one of the things you could do is you can take the one glass, I believe it is, and you can make you an oxygen tank, which will hold a little bit more oxygen, which will give you a little bit more time. Found a little small wind turbine there as well off that debris thing. Went ahead and grabbed it. It's not going to hurt to have it. So anyway, there's some resin. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some more resin. That's going to come in. We're going to need that as well. So I'm gonna grab some resin. This is a moon of the starting planet Vestia. This is just kind of a moon of that, and so it's pretty desolate. There's not a whole lot on there, as you can tell. My oxygen's gotten pretty low on me, more than really what I like to do. And as you're going to see here in a minute, I'm suffocating. The screen start turning a little red on the border. That's letting you know, hey, you're about to die. That's one thing you want to keep in. So now I'm going to print out a small little generator. Now your beginning ship will give you oxygen, and it will return your power to you into your backpack when you print something. It's just real slow, okay? So you have to kind of be patient with it, and but it will return your power. So another thing to keep in mind too is if you decide to go ahead and research up some of the drill mods, things like that, which you will need for some of the other planets later on, when you're out mining and stuff, it will suck the power out of your backpack pretty fast. So I'm not running any mods just yet for that reason. I'm just grabbing some organic right now so that we can power the little small generator that I have. So I'm just finished grabbing up some of this organics here. There was a little research, I guess, from one of the little things I popped. And we'll go back here. And what we're going to do, one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to print up a small, I think it's what they call type A platform. Or I'm sorry, it's called a medium. So I'm going to grab some resin here. It just takes one resin, and I'm going to turn on my generator, and boom, I can print that out. Now, as you can see, the little small generator drives the small printer fairly well, so it prints out things fairly quickly. So I've got my little generator here, and I don't know exactly why I unplugged that, but I did, whatever. So now I'm going to print a medium printer. And the medium printer will allow me to print the larger platforms like I need. Now, once I get this printed up, I'll set over yonder on that little medium platform that I got. And as you see, it's a 2-slot, so that's all that's going to fit on there. But that's all I need right now. Because again, one of the things, like I said, one of the challenges when you go to these new planets is you have a very finite amount of space that you can take with you, right? Okay, so I've got the medium printer set up here, and I'm going to print out the larger platform, and I'm going to grab up the resin and kick it off to printing. And once I get that started, I do run out right quick, and I do grab me some more resin and what have you, and I don't want to bore you with that. So anyway, we cut away. Now the platform is finished. Okay, so I'm going to get the platform set up, and typically this is kind of what I like to get going when I set up a new base is I'm going to find the oxygenator and try to get one solar, one wind, and the oxygenator set up and going. Okay. As you can see there, as soon as I get the oxygenator unpacked and going, boom, we're going. Now, go ahead and unpackage the medium wind turbine there. So I've got the two possible sources of energy right now that can be going on. I will expand. I will get more. I will put, the mother solar, mother wind. But for right now, that's it. Okay. So I can. I'm going to unload my backpack, and I'm going to print me up a thing of tethers, and that's going to allow me to start going out and exploring in around the base area to see what all I can find. And for right now, that's what I'm going to end this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, that type of things. And have a great day.